Hey y'all, my name is Jessica. If you are new here, welcome. I feel like I haven't made a video in a long time, and so I don't know, I just have been isolating myself in a sense of like rediscovering who I even am or what I even like, and just adjusting what I even like to talk about. Because I also, not only am I talking to you guys about like growth and how to grow closer to God and do these things, but I also have to practice them myself. And so when I take time to not upload, I am only just taking time to make sure that I am practicing what I preach, because I fall short too. I am also human and just here, just experiencing life. And so when we learn to experience life, when we are just being, we allow ourselves that freedom to get back into alignment with the Lord, with the will of the Lord, and we can end up, like, I can continue to still make these videos and give you guys more information, more insight on what it's like to walk with God. And so for this video, I really just had this topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, because I feel like it was a stem of where my shortcomings came from, like the things that I lacked in like building a character or having interests, hobbies, anything of that sort. Fell under this category simply because I didn't allow myself to do this one thing. And so before I get there, I do want to apologize if you guys are the ones who do keep up with my videos, and I just want to thank you guys for still giving me feedback or giving me that encouragement. I read you guys' comments, and I just really am grateful that I get to be here and help you guys, or help someone, get closer to God and really understand who they are, and just learn to experience life just as much as I'm learning to experience life, and experience it for the better, of course. And so my goal is not to make this a long video, because I do have to go back to work. So the thing that I do want to talk about is, I realized that for whatever reason, I was not just allowing myself to be. We live in this society where everything is so fast paced, everything, like, we are constantly having to do something. Our to-do list is full of things that, may bring us closer to our careers, our families, our loved ones, whatever that case may be. However, if none of those things are ever built up on the simple fact that you allow yourself to be, those things will come crumbling down. And that's what I had to learn from an experience. I learned that because I had not allowed myself to be the person that God intended me to be, everything else around me, everything else that I was building up, came crumbling down, because I had no foundation within myself to pour into these things. Whether it's my career, whether it's my relationship, whether it's my finances, I had no sense of being in these places because of the fact I never allowed myself to be. And you may ask, how are you going to allow yourself to be? How does somebody say, okay, I'm going to just choose to be? And in ways that we can allow ourselves to be is by simply, for one, sitting in stillness. Don't think about what you got to do. Give yourself 5 minutes. Practice this for 5 minutes. I promise you it works. Don't think about your to-do list. Don't think about your spouse. Don't think about your children. Don't think about your job. Don't think about none of that, okay? When you have time, because we always have time. Either you have to put the phone down, you have to put the TV, turn the TV off. Even for me, you have to put the books down. You got to put whatever it is. Just give yourself 5 minutes before you get in the shower, after you get out of the shower, in the shower. Like, it don't matter, okay? I'm sure you got 5 minutes out your day. You can give yourself that 5 minutes to just be. Quiet the mind. Be still. Be in the moment. Look at what you're seeing. Look at what you're hearing. Look at what you're doing. Look at where you're at. Look at your environment. And just be. And practice that for every day, until you learn to just be. And this can be while you're being lazy on the couch, while you're being productive. Just take 5 minutes and say, hey, I'm going to take 5 minutes to just be. You don't have to tell anybody that you're being, However, you giving yourself the privilege to be, because you're not allowing yourself to constantly be thinking about what's going next, what's going to happen, oh my goodness, what's going to happen in the future, what's has happened in the past, where is this going, why is this person mad at me, like we're constantly in this like state of mind where we're thrown all these things that we have to do into them, when it's like we can just sit there and just say, okay, I'm here right now, I'm washing dishes right now, I am sitting in my car right now. Just quiet the mind, breathe, just relax, allow yourself to be. And when I used to be of the world, and I used to see it as, oh my goodness, I have to make sure that this thing gets done, oh yes, I was reminded about this thing I needed to tell somebody, like all of these things. Write it down if it's necessary. If it's really that important, write it down. Or I'll tell myself, is that important? I'll remember when I need it. If it's not that important, then I guess I'll forget. Because I'm not going to constantly keep filling my minds up with to-do lists or things that I feel like I need to get done. And allow that to build the anxiety, build the fear, build the just this worriness, and take up space. How we declutter that is just allowing ourselves to be. Giving yourself 5 minutes to just breathe, relax, be in the moment, experience life, experience what is. Of course, as time progresses, you want to improve the time. But however, as of right now, just give yourself 5 minutes. Just be. Allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to just simply exist, because that's what we are here to do. We're just here to simply exist. The world gives us the ideas of having to have a career, having to have a relationship, having to have a family. That's all given to us by the world. Of course, as animals are meant to, multiply, we are also meant to multiply, yes. However, at the end of the day, if you tell an ant to not be an ant and not go build and do what they're doing, they're not going to do it. Like, they're simply going to still do what they're intended to do, which is be. But as humans, because we have these thoughts, we have these ideas, we have these struggles or these to-do lists that we don't allow ourselves to be. And I really hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm dropping, because once I learned, and I've learned to increase my time of just being, anything that I do, I just tell myself, okay, I'm going to just be. Because when we're in these places and we start to allow ourselves to get so emotionally attached to these thoughts that come in our mind that tell us that we're not good enough, or that we're not doing good enough, or we could do better, we could be better, which all of them may be true. However, as long as in that moment you're doing the best that you can, you're doing the only thing that you are able to do, the only thing you can control to do, then give yourself permission to just be. I'm writing a book on this, because this is something, like I said, really just has been on my mind, and I felt the best way I can get it out is if I write a book. If I continue to give you guys the wisdom of what the book is about, of course, more videos will come soon. However, as of right now, I think the only thing I really want to do is just write a book about it, because it's something that I dealt with. And I honestly, as I am volunteering, or I put myself in places where I speak to other people, and I realize that all they're missing is really the simple fact of allowing themselves to be. It's something we have to give ourselves permission to do. I had to give myself permission to breathe. I had to give myself permission to just take in the things, or the places, or the experience that I'm in that moment, and not try to focus on what could go wrong, what could or what could go right, or what could, like, I'm not giving yourself those questions, just allowing yourself to be. Just simply exist, because that's what we're intended to do, is to just simply exist. Like, don't make it harder than it should be. It really is not that hard. Just continue to just be, exist, breathe. And you'll get clarity, you'll gain the wisdom, you'll gain the understanding of why you're at where you're at, Everything we do is an assignment, okay? So just do your assignment. But in the midst of doing your assignments, your projects, whatever you got going on, give yourself permission to be. And I really hope, like I said, I hope somebody understands this. This is all I have to say about that. This is all I have. And I just want to say again, thank you guys for the encouragement, the love, the support, and the things that you guys have been doing to keep this community up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope this helps somebody. Share it with whoever. And I will see you guys later. Bye.